Hello, my loves. So I've jumped on here twice this week because we've got Mercury retrograde happening, and I'm also going to do you an in-depth oracle card reading as well to go with it. But I absolutely hate Mercury retrograde. I just don't even want to make anything positive out of it because, some astrologers, you see them saying, oh, it's not that bad and it's this and that. No, I just think Mercury retrograde is an absolute shit show. And it just really affects me, genuinely. It does every year that Mercury goes into retrograde. I'm like, okay, so that's my life been an absolute mess now for three or 4 weeks. So we've got Mercury going retrograde on Sunday, the 9th of November, up until November the 29th, I believe. And it starts off in the sign of Sag, which is a fire sign, which I'll talk more about now. And then it ends in the sign of Scorpio, which is an intense water sign, which is quite interesting. So here's what I tune into around the energy of Mercury retrograde as a seer and a psychic. I feel that it just delays everything. So for me personally, I don't like to launch any new projects as soon as I know that Mercury retrograde is happening. So I continue with the usual work that I do with my one-to-one mentoring and my readings, but any sort of big projects that I'm looking to, start anew or start fresh, I'm like, no chance, because it just doesn't work. And this is me personally. It might not be like that for everybody else, but I feel that it does create a lot of delays. You might find a lot of disruption with travel, communication. I mean, astrologers talk a lot about exes coming back on the scene. That can happen as well, people showing up from your past, but I don't even think it's necessarily exes. It can be past friendships as well, people from your past just showing up. So that's not always a negative thing if you've just lost contact with somebody and you want to reconnect with them. That can always be quite nice. But yeah, it's just an odd time. I don't really like it, if I'm honest. Sorry to not be more motivating in that chat. So if you kind of start looking at your life over the next few weeks and you're thinking, oh my gosh, my projects are not working, or work seems to be slowing down a bit. There's a lot of disruption with like technology and travel. Just blame it on Mercury retrograde, because that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing for the next few weeks. And just before I get into a reading, I felt really pulled to discuss this today, and let me know if it resonates with you, because this is something which I felt very strongly being a woman, and even from being a teen. So this is quite an interesting topic. So this came up yesterday amongst friends, and we were just talking about, how some women like to put on makeup and be glam and have their hair done and, and look nice every day and glamorous. And there's other women who just like to be completely fresh-faced and natural and dressed down. And we were talking, and I was like, well, why is it got to be one or the other? Like, why are those type of women sometimes pitted against one another? Because they all represent the divine feminine. So if you're somebody who loves to be barefaced and loves to just be a natural beauty, own that, stand in that power, but then don't judge another woman who's got a full face of makeup on and her hair done, thinking, oh, she's vain, or she must be insecure, or she's wearing a mask. No, because to that woman, that's just a representation of her divine feminine, being a muse, feeling glamorous. And as women, we have so many different goddess archetypes in us. Some of us have a very strong Aphrodite energy, which is what I carry myself, hence why I do like to look my best as much as I can. Not all the time, but 50% of the time I look like shit, and I'm quite happy to have no makeup on and be fresh faced and feel really happy when I'm up on top of mountains and really sort of in that Lilith wild energy. But when I'm in work mode and I'm reading for people and I'm doing business and I'm doing business meetings, I want to make sure that I'm at the highest frequency that I can possibly be. And what people don't realize is clothes carry frequency, they carry energy. That's why you see so many multi-millionaires who are dressed up to the nines that you wouldn't really sit outside an expensive, restaurant where billionaires and millionaires are coming out and think, oh, why are they so dressed up? The majority of them will be suited and booted because they're tuned into the wealth codes that how you dress and the clothes that you wear carry frequency and they carry energy. But that's not to say if somebody wants to dress down like Steve Jobs used to in jeans and trainers, that's wrong. So I just think we need to get out of this mindset of like making things right or wrong, more spiritual or less spiritual. No, you have to own who you want to be in this world, okay? And if you want to be a really glamorous, beautiful woman and really be in your muse and your divine feminine energy, own that and don't let anybody take that away from you. And if you want to be really natural and never wear a scrap of makeup and be very much dressed down all the time and just really comfortable in your own skin as well, own it. And I just felt a really just strong pull to say that today, because it's come up ever since I was a kid, ever since I was young, just remarks being made about certain things. You can't win. 1 minute you've got too much makeup on, the next minute you haven't got enough makeup on. And I think we just go through it so much as women, and men don't have to go through that. Men never get told, oh, you're dressed up today. Well, what are you dressed up for? Nobody's fucking dressing up for anybody. People are dressing up for themselves. You don't know what somebody's gone through. That person might have been crying the night before in their bed, feeling shit. And the only way that they wake up and feel really good about themselves is if they stand in the mirror, put some makeup on, put some nice clothes on and go, yeah, I'm just, no matter what's gone on the night before, what's going on in my personal life, I want to look my best self. So yeah, I think we should just all get out of that judgmental way of thinking. And if somebody has taken the time to look nice, rather than saying, oh, you look dressed up, just give them a compliment, because that's a backhanded fucking compliment anyway. Oh, you look dressed up. Just say you look nice. I just don't know why. Maybe this is like the Sag energy coming out of me, because I've got a very strong fire energy. And I just think, be kind to people, be nice, give people genuine compliments, and just allow people to be who they need to be without, judging them. So yeah, hope you resonate with that message. Let me know, and if that's something that has shown up for you as well over the years. Right, so I'm going to pull to start with my feminine wisdom cards. And the reason why I wanted to discuss that today is because this is what I do, as a women's circle facilitator, is helping women to feel empowered, to be the person that they want to be, not what society wants them to be. So yeah, I'm glad that conversation came up yesterday. Right, okay, let's have a look what's coming up for you under the energies of Mercury retrograde. Let's stop. Oh, wisdom, yes, this has come up a lot. Going inwards. I'm just going to show you these cards because everybody loves to look at the pictures on these. Your best wisdom is going to come from going inwards. So please stop surrounding yourself with lots of people who are trying to project things onto you, their insecurities, their opinions, their fears. Go inwards. Also look out for the number 4, because the number 4 is coming through for you. Start up a dance class, because I feel that you've been looking to do a dance class, and that will be really good for your feminine energy. Tap into your intuition as well, because your gut feeling is coming through really strong about something. And I think it's that pulling of your energy back, knowing that you've got to come away from people and maybe just being around too much energy to go inwards and create that balance. And that's where you're going to get all your guidance from spirit. I can see some healing being needed here in your higher heart chakra. Really start working on your throat chakra so you can speak up. This may be in your work, this just may be in general, communicating more, and it will help to activate and open your third eye. This is very strong coming under the Mercury retrograde energies, creating boundaries with people, not letting people invade on your time, in your space, in your energy. Your energy is precious, your peace is precious. It's not meant to be open to everybody and saying, look, have a piece of this. No, you guard it and you give it to the right people who's coming in to match your energy. Yeah, So you may have been feeling quite lonely because you are in that isolation period, but you're definitely doing the right thing. Now you are calling in love and romance as well. So that might be where you've kind of, I think we do this as humans. We retreat inward because we feel it's the right thing to do. And then we go, oh my God, I'm so lonely. I'm not seeing anybody. But you kind of, your soul's going, no, you need this time to go inward. Now, in order for you to call in this divine romance that you're calling in, you need to get your power up. You actually need to feel as strong as possible on your own, and you need to feel beautiful in your own skin. So lots of mirror work is needed, because I feel like you're relying on a partner to create that safety for you, but you can't. You've got to create it with your own masculine and set yourself free. And this is your time to transform and heal. So this is what you should be focusing on under Mercury retrograde, going inward, healing, not feeling like you need any outside sources to, to give you what you're desiring. And so much harmony will then be created. So even though you're calling in love and romance, I don't want to give you the bad news, but it's not going to come in yet, because you've got way too much work to do on yourself. But by June, you will be in that alignment. You will feel that you've balanced your masculine and feminine energies. You will feel in balance. You will feel in harmony, and really start to worship yourself. Get yourself some rituals where you are worshiping yourself. Even your sexual energy may be changing that up a bit as well. Your self-pleasure, looking into different forms of tantra and breath work to anchor your sexual energy, and have faith that all of your visions, all of your goals will come through. I do see weight loss if you're on a weight loss journey, and I am seeing a significance of a really beautiful necklace. So it might be a necklace that you're looking to buy yourself, and you should do it. That's the message from Spirit. But June is your power month, and I'm going to end it on that, because I've got clients booked in today, so I need to be conscious of time. So yeah, just rest assured, if I had to sort of summarize this reading for you around the energies of Mercury retrograde, go inward, okay? I'm not saying not spend any time with friends, and I'm not saying don't have a community, but you have to. You've got to use this time to anchor into yourself. And the final message that I wanted to give here is actually about spirituality, and this has come up so many times in all of my one-to-one sessions. You can do years and years of spiritual work, and I'm talking deep spiritual work like I've done over the last 15 years, shadow work, sound healing, showing up weekly for your meditation, for your yoga, for personal growth. You can really, really anchor into this work and make it your top priority, as I have done over my lifespan, really. And the only way you're ever going to be able to integrate it is not when you're fully happy and life is going amazing, is when your life is in turmoil and you were like, oh my God, my life feels like I am falling apart. I don't even want to get out of bed this morning because my life just feels tough. And, you can imagine the amount of people that I do one-to-one coaching where they're all going through with some real big hardships in their life, different forms of hardships. And I say the same thing to all of them. This is where you integrate all the work that you've done over the last few years. This is where your spiritual faith will be tested. Spirituality isn't prancing around with green juices, like singing in the fields and all of that. That's nice, obviously, but that's not spirituality. Spirituality is when you are going through the darkness. And I'm not talking a little bit of darkness, I'm talking the dark night of the soul, to the point where sometimes you feel like you don't even want to be here, like you've got no worth, you feel no joy in your life. Everything that once brought you joy isn't there. And that's when you've really got to anchor into your spiritual faith. You've got to go inwards in the times that you actually don't want to be alone and you're craving connection with people. That's the times you anchor inward. You start connecting with your guide. You start connecting with the light of the Creator to go, you know what? These challenges are showing up, and I can either get absorbed in them and I can just let myself spiral, or I can become aware of them and see them as a catalyst for change and transformation, and moving on to something new and something better. So sometimes we feel like our life is falling apart, but it's not. It's just not in alignment with who we are and the person that we are growing to be, and that new life has to enter. So yeah, I just wanted to pass that message on today for anybody who needed to hear that, because that's also coming up collectively as well. People going through really hard times this year. It's been a great year in some aspects, but my God, what a crazy year. Now, Sunday, I'm doing a collaboration with the lovely Roisin at Allure Aesthetics, and we're doing it here at my room in Mamailid. Now, both of us have been quite busy, so we've not really promoted it as much as what we should have, but if you'd like to come along to it, you can book directly with Roisin at Allure Aesthetics, okay? You can find her on Instagram through my pages, and we're going to do a feminine empowerment circle. So I'll be carrying out a channeled guided meditation as I work with the energies of Mary Magdalene and the goddess energy. I'll also be carrying out oracle card readings, personal oracle card readings for you, sound healing, and it's just going to be a really beautiful spiritual experience where you connect back to your power, your queen energy, your self-worth, and shut out the noise of the outside world. So if you'd like to book onto that, you can go straight to Roisin at Allure Aesthetics. If you'd like to book in with me for a one-to-one personal in-depth reading, if you feel drawn to me, that's the only way I want people to come and book in with me. Just go directly to my website and book a life path reading. All my time slots are on there, and I've actually usually all my evening slots go out a year in advance. They book out. I've managed to add some more evening slots on, so if you struggle to book in with me because you work, I've got a few evening slots if you'd like to come and see me. I think there's a few slots on a Monday or a Friday evening, so yeah, go ahead and check that out on my website if you'd like a personal in-depth reading with myself. So yeah, let me know if that reading resonates. Let me know how Mercury retrograde has been affecting you as well, so I know it's not just me. And have a great weekend, and take care, my loves.